Good morning, Wall Street winners. It is Monday, August the 5th, and we are seeing a sea of red. It is not pretty as we look at the markets right now and the futures. If we take a look at our futures, we have some major corrections going on, or a lot of red on the screen. But don't be fearful of this. This is just a bit of a reset. There's a narrative that's starting up that, based on Friday's jobs report, the U.S. economy is not as strong as some people had expected. And with interest cuts having been delayed, there's now some finger pointing towards the Fed, saying that the Fed has taken too long to make interest rate cuts. The Fed rarely, if ever, does anything proactively. They're always a bit of a reactive engine or vehicle, always waiting and looking at data, probably looking at too much data in the end before actually making a decision and making a change. This isn't the same. Don't think of the U.S. Fed, though, or lump them into the same category as other Feds. We have seen other country Federal Reserves, Canada as an example, make 2 cuts. So they've been a little bit more progressive there. But economies in those countries are moving at different paces and growing or retracting at different paces as well. So today, I would say, is not a good day to be trading in the market unless things turn significantly. It's very difficult, and I find often extremely risky, to buy during a period of market turbulence and make a profit. Obviously, what we want to do is we want to find things that are priced at a discount to what we would have paid for them, but we never know when those stocks are actually going to rebound and come back from their previous levels. We've also had some conflict going on over in the Middle East between just in the Gaza area, we'll say, with Israel and Iran and Hezbollah and everything that's happening over there. So that is likely to affect, in a positive way, crude futures. But even with those rockets being fired and events occurring, and statements being made that retaliation will occur, we still don't see crude futures in the green or in the positive. So it looks like it's going to be a bit of a red day there. There is one anomaly call out, and that's Con Ed. Con Ed looks like it's going to be up almost $3 as it is in the pre-market here. So I'd be holding off on that, just holding what I own today. I know it's going to look like a massive loss on paper when you open your trading account, and that's never a good feeling in the pit of your stomach, seeing how much money you've lost on paper. But hold those positions and stick to your guns if you believe you own good companies. If you believe you own bad companies, which I hope you're not investing in to begin with, then consider selling them, to sell them at a higher loss than they may go to. So that's another strategy. Let's get all the strategies out there. You might want to sell at open. And then buy back in later in the day or at towards the close, and sell at a higher price point than you'll be able to buy in at midday or end of day. I mean, that is a very valid strategy that you could move forward with. You will take a capital loss potentially and be able to write that off against your capital gains and reduce those capital gains. We're seeing some pretty significant red here across the screen, and I'm not quite sure if this is really going to be the end of it. Once we shift into a changing narrative, until we get a data event or a news event that shows us that maybe this is not quite true, what everyone is now predicting, then sentiment will shift. And we probably don't have a ton of earnings this week that will give us that indication. But we'll go through what those earnings are in a second. And then you can see, again, throughout financials, we've got everything, for the most part, in the red, with a couple of exceptions, which is interesting. Raymond James looks like it's going to start positive, but everything else is down. So I mean, here's a great opportunity from my perspective to take a look at a company. If you're looking for different buying opportunities today, I'd be following Goldman. I mean, Goldman looks like it's going to be off almost $13 at the open. That's going to take it down into the 457 range. So that's going to be, and it will probably go lower than that. So if you can pick up Goldman in the 440s today, I think that as a long-term hold could be fantastic. Would I buy my full position today? No, I would probably buy 25 to 50% just to ensure that if tomorrow we run into the same thing, then I would be able to add to that position, knowing that within 2 to 3 to 4 months, certainly by the end of this calendar year, it's likely to regain the loss today and get back to a higher level. Another one I would look at, SoFi. SoFi looks like it's going to open down in the $6 range. If that's the case, it's likely going to get down into the high fives, maybe 580. I would definitely pick up some SoFi at 580, knowing that this stock is going to, in my mind, it's going to go to $8 potentially by the end of the year. Other stocks yet to report. So Adobe has yet to report. It's going to come out later this month, I believe, or early September. Not sure exactly. We could look, but it's down 22. I think it could get back into the 480s today. And if it gets back into that level, I'm pretty confident that when earnings come out, it's going to jump back up to at least where it is today before the drop, and if not further. Google off $10, super strong stock. Again, I wouldn't buy it at open, but I'd wait to see where it kind of bottoms, and I would potentially take a look at picking up some of that at 158. And then you've got NVIDIA. NVIDIA is yet to release. I think earnings are going to be fantastic for NVIDIA. I think they're going to beat expectations again because this is the company, every other company that's investing in AI is buying chips from. So you will be able to get them under $100, maybe even in the $80 mark, depending on how low that goes today. Meta was a stock that was up at 526 the other day after earnings, and it looks like it's going to be in the low 350s today, 450s today. Boy, I can't do math. This is going to be an amazing buy in the 450, 440 range. So that could be something worth looking at. But again, just understand that markets typically don't correct in only a single day. So we have to hear a change in the messaging before we start to see things turn. So if you buy things today, they may continue to go down for the next 2 or 3 days, and then they may just plateau at that lower level for a couple of weeks before things start to turn around. So just be careful with your timing of your purchase, especially if you're trying to make some money in a day trade, because at this point, a lot of profits will be swing trade profits, which means they'll operate over multiple days, if not multiple weeks, and maybe into the months before you start to see a profit and a return to the entry point that you bought in at. Look at the new resistance levels when you're looking at the curve, and also be monitoring the VIX. So if you take a look at the VIX was at 12 earlier this month. It is shot up to 19, and then today it's up 28 points to 51. When the VIX is that high, that becomes a huge red flag. So be very, very careful with your trades today, with the VIX jumping 28 points in a single day. This indicates a great deal of risk in the market today. Now, with risk comes volatility, and with volatility can come profits. So you can profit on the other side by shorting things, by buying long calls at new discounted prices that are then in the money at those discounted prices. There are numerous ways to play the downside. But again, just be careful, preserve your capital, and don't rush into anything because things take time to work themselves out. Good luck in the market today with your trades. Look at this as a learning experience and an opportunity. We have corrections all the time, so it's not new. Don't fear the fact that you're losing everything and sell and not buy back in. You need to stay invested at this point if you're in the market and ensure that you don't have a catastrophic event to your finances. Good luck today, and if you like these